So the iPhone 6 came all the way back in 2014 and it was a big success for Apple, so much so they sold over 220 million of these, but all that was 5 years ago. So should you pick one up right now or not? Now the biggest reason to buy one of these has to be the price. These are dead cheap now and you can grab one as low as 120 bucks online, but the biggest reason not to grab one of these is that Apple dropped support for iPhone 6 with iOS 13, meaning this phone won't get any future updates, and in time, apps will drop support for older iOS versions to adapt for newer one. But still, there is so much more to this phone than just updates. Now for one, it still has a headphone jack which will satisfy all the audio files out there, and apart from that, iPhone 6 has Apple's A8 chip, which is clocked at 1 gig of RAM, and you get storage from 16 that goes all the way up to 128. Now these specs may not sound good enough on paper, but you have to consider Apple's iOS management, which is really good, and this thing can run smooth enough for everyday use. Now the cameras aren't special by any means. It has an 8 megapixel back camera which gets the job done, but don't expect anything more than that. You can shoot up to 1080p on this thing, which is okay, but the front camera is total disaster at a mere 1.2 megapixel. It's a VGA camera. Back in 2014 these numbers were normal, but by modern standards, even smartphones half the price have way better cameras. Anyways, up front you get a 4.7-inch display which is an LCD panel and it gets the job done, and you do get Apple's trusted Touch ID integrated into the home button. Now the battery is around 1800 milliamp and it's good, but don't expect this thing to last a full day. Even on a full charge with light usage, this thing is very bad at battery life. So should you grab one of these now or not? See, at this point the iPhone 6 may not be worthy enough to be your primary phone, but it still is great enough for anyone who has never experienced iOS. Can carry this as a secondary phone considering you have an Android or a Windows phone, which no one has, but primary phone as an iPhone 6 isn't feasible in 2019. Now for one, the specs are bad, iOS management is good, but the specs still aren't good enough, and for two, Apple dropped support. So this thing is gonna be obsolete in coming years, and that is pretty bad. Now even though the prices may sound tempting, this thing is just not good enough. You should go for an iPhone 6s or even an SE because they still support iOS 13 and those phones have way better specs than this, but an iPhone 6, well, you shouldn't buy one of these in 2019. Not the best idea. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. More content coming really soon, so please like, comment and subscribe. Peace.